So you're thinking about moving to Norfolk, Virginia. I know you've probably heard all the good things about Norfolk, but you will be surprised by some of the things that people may just leave out of conversation when talking about moving to Norfolk, Virginia. So before you pack those bags, I want you to listen up and pay attention, because I'm going to break down all the pros. I'm going to break down all the cons and even some of the most surprising things that you may be able to find about living in Norfolk, Virginia. And we're going to break it all down and more right after this. Welcome back to the Moving in Norfolk channel. I'm your host, Craig Houston, and if you're thinking about living in Norfolk, Virginia, or even relocating to the area of Norfolk, Virginia, this is going to be the channel for you. So I want to go ahead and urge you to subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell so that way you can be the first to learn about any and everything that's going on in the Norfolk, Virginia market. And I get phone calls from viewers like you each and every day. So regardless if you're moving in 9 days or you're moving in 90 days, we're ready and equipped to help you make that smooth move to Norfolk, Virginia. So feel free to give us a call or shoot me a text at 757-294-8163, and let's get you relocated and settled in the Norfolk, Virginia market. Let's start with the basics of Norfolk, Virginia. In the Hampton roads that comprises of 7 cities, Norfolk is going to be the second largest city in population across the 757. When you think about this city, it's also home to Naval Station Norfolk, the largest naval base facility in the Hampton Roads area, but also in the United States. At the time of this recording, Naval Station Norfolk is home to 82,000 active duty service members, with an additional 29,000 government employees also working at that installation. Now, in 2018, it was estimated about 65% of the military workforce in the Hampton Roads area was assigned to Naval Station Norfolk. This gives that military presence a boost, actually, when you think about when it comes to home prices. Home prices in our area have stayed very stable because we have so many military members coming into the area and relocating out of the area as well when there's permanent change of station orders, or PCS season as we call it, happens in our local market. So with this being a thing, we're always seeing a steady increase in price points going higher with home valuations than seeing them drastically drop like many other cities and many other states. So when we talk about Naval Station Norfolk, you always got to know that that's going to be the major hub when you're coming here on PCS orders or you're assigned active duty military orders from a different location. From moving from that geographic location to this area, you're likely going to be assigned to Naval Station Norfolk. Now, not only is Naval Station Norfolk one of the part of the strong job market that we have with our military community, we're also known for shipbuilding as well too, and having now just recently opened one of the cruise terminal up to Carnival Cruise Lines. We're now seeing travel become more prominent in this location now, with a permanent fixture of Carnival Cruise Line actually doing a lot more cruise opportunities out of the recently open cruise terminal. So now we have shipbuilding, you also have military presence, but then you also see a big market when it comes to healthcare in our market as well too. Centera and CHKD, Children's Hospital King's Daughter, is one of the major hospital hubs in our local market as well. But then not only do you have just that when it comes to Norfolk as well, you have a walkable downtown area around the waterside portion of Norfolk, Virginia. But also besides that, if you don't like the walkable downtown areas, you have a little bit of suburban feel as well in Norfolk, but you have to ride just a little bit out to the outskirts of the bordering cities right before you get into the Norfolk boundaries with the Virginia Beach. That's when you'll start to find a little bit more suburban area as well too. So that's some of the background on Norfolk, Virginia. But let's talk about one of the major cons right out of the gate that a lot of people don't want to talk about, and that's traffic. If you have not seen what happens with traffic in Norfolk, Virginia, and you're unaware of it, or you're coming from a town that seems like traffic is more free flowing, if you've been to Los Angeles, some parts of San Diego, even some parts of DC, well, get ready to see the same thing here in Norfolk, Virginia. Norfolk, Virginia has so many people who have to commute because there's not many other commuting options in the local area that pretty much you need your own personal vehicle in this location to be a part of this region. Now, when that happens, you have a lot more people using the freeways, the highways, the interstates to get from point A to point B, which leads to congestion. And then when there's choke points also with that congestion, you can start to see that traffic times and commute times start to exceed 25 to 30 minutes, depends on where you're going. And if you're talking about local roadways in the city of Norfolk, some of these can actually get logged up to on Hampton Boulevard, East Little Creek Road. Those are some of the major hubs that a lot of people use to get from point A to point B, and those can be jam-packed as well too. Now, if you're traveling from Hampton, Virginia to Norfolk, because that's where you actually commute from to get to work, or you're traveling from Norfolk to get to the other side of the peninsula to Newport News, Hampton, or any part of the town on the peninsula side, you can experience anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes in a blink of an eye. I mean, really, really quick. This traffic buildup is going to continue to happen until the expansion of the Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel is completed, where they're making an additional runway or interstate bridge to get you to the other side of the peninsula. Now, let me tell you a secret. I really don't know if that's really going to clean up the traffic, but let's see what happens when it's actually complete. I think it's due to be completed by 2027 as it's currently scheduled. So we'll see if that plays a role, but if you're not prepared to sit in traffic for a while, especially on the 564 interstate bridge that leads directly into Norfolk Naval Station, get prepared because it will be major traffic going that direction. So let's talk about the next thing that you may care to know about: historic homes versus new construction. Virginia is in the whole of itself as a state is one of the oldest states on record in the United States. But also beyond that, Norfolk, Virginia is going to be right up there with how old the state is. And when you think about that, you have a lot of historical homes and you have a lot of new construction going on as well in these spots. Now, we like to talk about spot builds in Norfolk, Virginia. You're not going to find a new construction suburban community in Norfolk, Virginia, because it's just not created that way. You will have to commute to farther places out, like we have on this channel, Suffolk, Virginia, certain parts of Chesapeake, Virginia as well. But when you talk about Norfolk, you're going to have newer homes that's going to be in replace of the older homes. So that's called a spot build, when it's teared all the way back down to the foundation. The foundation is redone and a new house is erected. That's called a spot build, where there's new construction opportunities at. Now, but also these new construction opportunities are sometimes a turn off to certain clients that I actually work with when you think about it, because you have a new home that's right here in the community, and then you'll go 2 houses down the block, and there it's going to be all these old homes. So sometimes you don't want to be the best home on the block. A lot of people are personalities to say that, but also, you can run into where the neighboring community just doesn't fit the appeal of the home that you have. So it comes down to what type of community do you want to be in. But also, we have historical homes as well in this area, which a lot of people love the value of historical homes. So if historical homes are an appeal to you, then you have an opportunity there as well. And then also with these historical homes versus these spot construction new builds, you also can find opportunity to hit the beach, because East Beach is right around the corner for most spots in Norfolk, Virginia as well. Then you have some opportunities on Shore Drive as well too, and in East Ocean View. So when you think about these communities, you don't have to always travel to Virginia Beach to get to the ocean. You can actually get there, get to the Chesapeake Bay easily, be on the beach side of town in Norfolk by not even leaving the city. So that gives you an opportunity to do those things. Now, we talk about everything else that's going on in Norfolk, Virginia. One of the major cons that a lot of people don't like to talk about is the flood zones. Norfolk is, in certain areas, going to have major flooding, and it's nothing that you can really do about it. So realistically, the FEMA flood map will be your friend if you're relocating to the area, and I suggest that you always take that into consideration when you're actually moving to this area, because you just don't know what can happen when flooding happens or if heavy rainfall happens. One year I lived here back in 2011, I want to say, maybe 2010. There was a nor'easter. A nor'easter is rainfall that can last for days continuously. And we had a nor'easter during that time frame in September 2010, if I recall correctly. and it downpoured for 4 to 5 days straight, and most of the city of Norfolk was in high torrential flood zones. So if that happens, you want to be prepared for it. You definitely want to make sure you have flood insurance for it as well too, because rainfall does happen here, and in certain seasons it can happen for an extended period of time, putting your home at risk if you're not well prepared for it. So that's another con here as well. Then, in comparison to Virginia Beach and Chesapeake, and definitely even Suffolk, Norfolk can have some of the highest property taxes when it comes to your home. So if you're unaware of what your payment is for a mortgage, it's actually going to be your principal, your interest, your insurance, your home insurance that is, and property taxes. Property taxes in Norfolk is one of the highest cities that we actually have on record in the 757 when it comes to property taxes for your home. So you always want to take that into consideration as well too when it comes to how your payment may actually increase with the home value that you actually may have as well. And if that increases over periods of time, how high your payment may actually be absorbing in that extra incentive of taxes that you have to pay due to your home value going up. So keep that in mind as well too when it comes to property taxes. So let's talk about some of the neighborhoods that you may be considering moving to and when thinking about living in Norfolk, Virginia. The first one up, if you're one of those who wants to have that, be around the city center, have walkable spaces to actually entertain yourself with versus always having to commute somewhere, let's talk about Ghent, because it may just be the neighborhood for you. With its historical feel, historical homes, and historical neighborhood vibe that it actually have, and the walkability of that neighborhood, Ghent may actually fit your lifestyle. Now, the problem with Ghent in a lot of people's eyes is that the price points just don't fit what you actually have in your budget. Whether you're looking for a townhouse or you're looking for a detached home, the prices in Ghent can actually get very, very pricey. Now, if you're talking about a condo, you can find you a condo for the relevant price that you may like, but also it may not be the size that you may like. So that could be the downfall to Ghent, but I think that Ghent provides a young individual who's looking to actually enjoy life, an opportunity, or an older family or older couple who just actually grown together and now they're downsizing and they don't want to have the yard to cut. They don't want to have the big backyard. They want to just be able to go out, enjoy life, see the city, do walks, ride bikes. Gives you that opportunity. So if you're thinking about moving to the area of Ghent, think about those things and take them into consideration. Now, if you're looking to be near ODU or you're looking to be anywhere where it has more of a family type of vibe, then you want to look at Larchmont or the Edgewater community. This area provides you with detached single family homes, decent sized lots, not great, big, huge lots like in a suburban feel, but it does give you the opportunity to find the capability of moving into a community where it's going to have that energy is going to be more family oriented, but also it's going to give you the opportunity to have some space to actually stretch out in the backyard and have a decent size square footage of a home. Now, the price points do step up when you talk about Larchmont or Edgewater. In these communities, you could be looking at anywhere between $400,000 to $700,000 on average price points to actually move into this community. Now, but this actually is going to be very close to ODU, so you got to think about when you're thinking about how far do you actually really want to travel and commute back and forth on Hampton Boulevard around that area. That could be busy traffic as well too. So I just take that into consideration if you're thinking about moving to that community. Then also coming up third, you're going to have East Beach. People love East Beach. Who doesn't want to have a house on the beach or right across from the beach and be able to be in walking distance to the beach? I do, for one, but let's just say for a change, if that's what you're thinking about, this is where you're really going to be talking about stepping up in price. If you're thinking about this community, you can actually see anywhere between $500,000 minimum to live in the very good proximity of East Beach if you're thinking about being anywhere near walking distance to the beach. And the further you go down to the cul-de-sacs or to the sand dunes in East Beach, you're talking about being 1 million plus. So you have opportunities in these communities, and they provide so many different fits and feels that you can find opportunity in all three. But that's one of those things, if you need navigation or you need help to figure out what's the best area and fit and feel for you, I suggest just reaching out to us at the phone number listed below or you can book a video call or get on the calendar by using the link in the description as well too. So if you found value in this content, definitely hit us with a like. And if you want to learn everything else that you need to know about living in Norfolk, Virginia, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so you can be the first to learn about everything that's going on in the Norfolk, Virginia market. You already know what time it is. It's your boy Craig. I hope you stay safe. Peace.